I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stavelot, Liège, Belgium, where tonight the stars and cars of the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR series will take on the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. 4 1/3, we'll say, miles in length. One of the world's greatest race courses. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you joining us here on a beautiful Thursday night in Eastern Pennsylvania. We are getting ready for an absolutely fantastic night of racing here. Got a doubleheader coming up for you once again, kicking things off with 30 laps for the Grid Rival ESRA IndyCar Series. Then we're going to head to, I forget where, for the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. I'm sure somebody will light me up in the comments for that one. Coming into tonight's racing action, the championship is all but sewn up. Matt Wagner simply needs to start the race this evening. Just join the grid, and he will have locked up his first Grid Rival ESRA IndyCar Series title. The battle for second is still a pretty good one, though. Only 35 points, separating Mario Miranda from James Watson. Sebastian Kinder, Ty Richter, only 1 point apart in the battle for fourth and fifth. How about a tie for sixth between Alec Coates and Zach Rinker? Benjamin Combs, 4 points back of those three, so he is well within striking distance of a top 4 or 5 finish in the point standings. Jay Shallington in ninth in points. J.W. Miller going to round out your top 10. This one's going to be pretty darn exciting here. Julian Altina, who was absolutely dominant at Sonoma, is quick time here so far this evening. 1 minute 56 seconds flat. Pull up the best lap times for you here so you can get an idea. We're down to just under 2 minutes left in the practice session. Julian Altina, 1 minute 56.001 seconds. William Reinhardt, a full third of a second back. Sebastian Kinder, James Watson, Mario Miranda, your top 5. Chris Wilhite, J.W. Miller, Jay Shallington, Connor Baldwin, and Ty Richter complete your top 10. Matt Wagner, your championship leader, is, well, he's in the server. However, he has not taken a lap yet. we'll see if he's going to be flying into this one completely blind. Thought I just saw him in the communication server, but it looks like we don't have him here. Let's see if we can't sneak in a quick word here with James Watson, who will be joining us on the broadcast for the PM18s in just a little bit. But I'll tell you what, James, you're out on track here now. This place can be fun, terrifying, fast, slow, and everything in between.
Yeah, it really depends on how your tires are for which one of those. So pretty much, no matter what the tire condition is, it's always fun, fast, and scary.
Well, what are your thoughts as you head into the race here tonight? I mean, tire wear's obviously got to be a concern. Fuel numbers sound like they're going to be very close as to whether this could be a two-stop race. A lot of detail you're going to have to be processing here tonight as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really sketchy with how the fuel... We may be able to stretch it fairly easily. We may be close. It's kind of up in the air right now, and the reds are kind of easy to overheat toward the end of the stint, so kind of keep an eye on that. I just gotta say something real quick. The car behind, my fine French homie, this is his last race in the series for the foreseeable future. So I just wanted to give him a shout out and say we're going to miss you next week at Vegas.
They say very nice shout out there for Sebastian Kinder. Getting ready to start things up back. Well, they say university. Returning to university. We would say off to college here in the States. But, yeah, good luck, Seb. Let's take a look here and see who's going to make their way out onto the racetrack. How about J.W. Miller getting out on the racetrack for his warm-up lap? I want to thank everybody who's tuned in here on the YouTube side of things and everybody who's watching on Twitch. Depending on which side you're watching us on, check us out on the other platform. YouTube.com/National Racing Network, Twitch.tv/National Racing Network. You can also find us on Facebook at National Racing Network. Same for Instagram, and we are on Twitter at the NRN TV. One of the things that James was talking about with regards to the ability to make this a two-stop race is actually going to boil down to how long the pace lap is. If it's the long, full-length pace lap, we don't think the drivers will be able to stretch it the full 10 laps. If it's the short pace lap, they should be okay. But even things like just one extra lap of the circuit, this place is very long, and quite frankly, very demanding on the car as well. A lot of uphill time. You know, there's really no way that you can coast down those hills. Let's pick up Sebastian Kinder here, who's just getting ready to come around to set his first flying lap. I believe we might have Lily checking in here. Hey, look at that. Ask and ye shall receive. Lily checking in on Twitter. Ready to support Team Watson Racing, especially Sebastian for his last race here. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, Super Chat's a good way to guarantee, or just about guarantee, the way your comment makes it all in the air. You can also join the NRN team, become part of the family, get access to the NRN Discord, learn about all the exciting things we have planned coming up for 2021 Season 4 and into the 2022 calendar year. I have no idea how we've gotten to 2022 here, but man, these IndyCars absolutely rip. Through Eau Rouge, up Radillon, down the Kemmel Straight on lap number 1. This is going to be a source of some carnage potentially down into Les Combes. This 7, now turn 8. The quick right-hander back for turn number 9. You run down the hill into turn 10. That's Bruxelles. Bruxelles? My French was terrible. I barely passed it in high school. Looping back around now, you'll come to the left-hander at Pouhon. Seeing Sonic Rules checking in the comments here. Pretty long straightaway here. Now down into turns 13, 14, and 15. This is the campus section. Again, another set of sweeping right, left, right-hand corners. Down into turn 15, that's Stavilo. Out of circle 16, Core, but Paul Frere. Turn 17 is Blanchemont. My goodness, my pronunciations are going to be terrible here tonight. 17 and 18, big, long, sweeping complex. Going to run you down here towards turn number 19. That's the final chicane. Very tight. Right hand and a left hand combination to get you back out on to the start-finish. Straight Sebastian Kinder across the line to complete the lap time. He's going to be your quick timer, 1 minute 56.46 seconds. Chris Wilhite, very, very tight on time there. James Watson going to move up to third quick. Jay Shallington, Alexander Ball, J.W. Miller, Zach Evans all have completed lap times, as has Jason Hand. So 8 cars have turned time. Matt Wagner still out on the race course here. But we're going to pick up Mario Miranda, currently second in points. Matt Wagner is checking in the comments as opposed to driving his race car. Let's take a look and see. I don't see him in the Discord anywhere, so we can't even talk to him pre-race here. We would give him the congratulations on a championship, but he's got to get into the race first. Well, obviously, he can go without qualifying, start at the back. He's telling us he has an EOL. So, yes, let's actually take a look here and run through the penalties from last week. Lap number 1, multiple cars were involved in the big one, turn 1. Basically, it was snapping loose on cold tires, according to race control. Calling it a racing incident, no further penalty. Lap 12, that's where Zach Rinker and Matt Wagner made the contact. Big slide for Mario Miranda. Oh, I think he's going to be able to keep the lap, but it's not going to be a very quick one here. Chris Wilhite moves to the top of the charts, 1 minute 56.463. Mario Miranda going to complete his qualification run. Pick up William Reinhardt. He's been very, very quick here. The only other incident we had last week was J.W. Miller with a self-spin. No contact was made with other drivers, so no penalties there. William Reinhardt went quickest in the first sector. He's going to jump up to P3, 1 minute 56.625. Here's Connor Baldwin. Julian Altina goes top of the charts, 156.25. He had a quarter of a second on the rest of the field. Unfortunately, it looks like Connor Baldwin got disconnected right before he was able to finish a pretty spectacular lap here. Now there's the champ out on the race course. I believe qualifying may even be enough because he's going to show up on the grid at that point. Matt Wagner has had a spectacular season. He's one of the Team Watson Racing entries. In the team points, Team Watson holding a 49-point lead over Team Ball Racing. Lights Out Esports, 12 markers back at Team Ball Racing in the battle for second. 21 back of Lights Out Esports is Team Watson Racing San Jose. Mediocre Motorsports only 1 point back. So pretty good fights here within the top 5 and less than 50 points separating top 5 teams. Torque Wrench Motorsports sitting on 94 points. Dark Horse Indy, the Butchers, and Dark Horse Racing will round out your field. on the, well, we'll say teams side of thing. I guess not the Constructors Championship. These cars manufactured by Dallara. Big off track there for Matt Wagner. May invalidate the lap. Jim Brooks, Brian Vols have not turned a lap yet either. Ty Richter has turned 2 laps, neither of which have scored. So off tracks for both of those. Down to, well, we got a little ways actually yet in qualifications here. James Watson making his way back out onto the racetrack as we follow along here with Matt Wagner. That section at Lake Home is absolutely one to watch here. As the cars are going to get a massive tow up the Kemmel Straight. And it is a very hard braking zone into Lake Home. This is the Puhan section at turn 12. Little run down the hill, then you make the right-hander 13, 14. That is the campus section. Then down into Stavelo. Another fantastic passing opportunity here. If you can get the car wound up right with a lot of exit speed out of 14, you can make a pretty significant dive bomb attempt into Stavelo. Turn 18, absolutely full throttle and a very short run down to the 19 and 20 complex at the chicane as we are inside of 5 minutes remaining here in the qualification session. The battle for the Belgian waffle going on here this evening. Wagner going to move up to the 6th position. See what he's going to be able to do here on lap number 2. No laps yet for Brian Vols or Jim Brooks. Connor Baldwin will be interesting to see if he's going to be able to get back into the server. While we have a moment here, let's take a look at the weather conditions presented by the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather for eastern Pennsylvania. 72-degree ambient temperature, 42% humidity. Wind's going to be out of the southwest at 8 miles an hour. Track temperature of 101 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Little bit on the high side. Not as insane as what we saw at Sonoma a few weeks ago, but definitely on the hot side, that is for sure. That will definitely come into play here with how the drivers are going to have to fight the weather conditions a little bit, especially on those red tires. Managing those for a 10-lap stint could turn out to be fairly difficult. So as Matt Wagner heads in pit side here, let us know who your pick for the win is this evening. Let us know where you're watching from, too. So right now, nobody is out on the racetrack. Plenty of time to answer your questions here, and let's see if we can't get a word in here with Julian Altina. Julian, congratulations here, bud. Looks like you're going to be our pole sitter here this evening, as we're down to about 1:15 left in qualifying.
Yeah, pretty solid lap. Made a big mistake at the end, though, which is a bit annoying, but still came away with the pole, so really happy about that. So yeah, just going to see how the race goes. The last time I started on pole around this track, I got punted. So yeah, hopefully that's not going to happen.
Well, I was going to say, is that a worry, especially with two incredibly fast corners right off the start of the race? You have the hairpin at La Source, and then you got to make the run up through Radillon Eau Rouge down the Kemmel Straight. There's really a lot of early chances here for danger, Will Robinson.
I did not consider that yet, so thank you. Now I can mentally prepare for that.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again on the Grid Rival Pole Award, and good luck here tonight.
Thank you. Hopefully see you at the end.
So there you go. There's Julian Altina, as we're down to about 15 seconds or so left in qualifications. Looks like we're hearing in the comments that Connor Baldwin is back into the server. However, he did not get a lap in the books. Qualifications have finished, and let's get you the starting grid for tonight's race here at Spa-Francorchamps. Julian Altina will be your pole sitter by almost a quarter of a second over Chris Wilhite. Those two cars have had some fantastic battles on the road courses this season. We'll be looking forward to watching that battle commence in the early stages here. Sebastian Kinder, William Reinhardt will occupy row number 2. A couple of European natives on the inside, a couple of All-American Yanks on the outside of those first 2 rows. James Watson and Matt Wagner will occupy the 3rd row. Possibly may see Wagner run the number 1 starting next weekend. We'll have to check with him on that one. Jay Shallington, Alexander Ball in row number 4. Benjamin Combs, J.W. Miller on row 5. Mario Miranda, Zach Evans on row 6. Zach Evans checking in the comments here saying, I just don't want to die. Not really a surprise there. This place can be very, very tricky. A.J. Hobson, Cullen Johnson on row number 7. Gary Corley, Jason Hand on row number 8. All of these drivers towards the back of the pack have had some pretty significant issues getting the car around the circuit here. Gary Corley, Jason Hand on row number 8. Jim Brooks, Ty Richter on row 9. And in row number 10, Connor Baldwin and Brian Voles. Trouble early on for Benjamin Combs. He is not on the racetrack. Checking in, Lily checking in, saying it's a European circuit. I think Julian and Sebastian will be on fire to win it. We'll see. Quite possibly here. Wolfman RC. Get her done, Will. You got this. Thanks for checking in, everybody. We appreciate it. So Benjamin Combs may be taking the pit lane start here. Matt Wagner and Jason Hand are going to be all the way at the back of the pack. Field's going to get doubled up here down the front straightaway, and as always, race fans, so long as they don't wad it up, the start of the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series is all yours. 1 lap is in the books, and Sebastian Kinder going third to first. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Big move to the outside. Into Lake Combe. Sebastian Kinder takes the French tricolor to the lead. Trouble on the racetrack for Benjamin Combs. Take a look and see what happened here. Way out the back of the pack, all by his lonesome. Oh, he just came pit side. Looking back in the front here, William Reinhardt going to be battling with Chris Wilhite. Reinhardt able to come around Wilhite. Believe that was at turn number 9. James Watson going to be battling with Mario Miranda. That's the closest fight on the racetrack right now. All the leaders really staying fairly tight to each other, with the exception of Sebastian Kinder, who is absolutely checked out. Leader by 1.3 seconds over Julian Altina. Watson going to make the move to the outside on Alexander Ball. That's going to set him up for prime position here down into turn 18. Oh, and Ball goes around at the chicane. Nice job by Watson and Miranda to avoid that. Tough break for Alexander Ball. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Just a little bit too much front brake. Car snaps around. Watson almost lost a front wing there. Oh, then okay, thought he might have beached himself up there on the curbs. But so as we go back to live racing action here, good fight just up ahead. Julian Altina trying to hold off William Reinhardt down towards Lake Home. Reinhardt to the outside. He'll claim that position with ease. Altina not able to cross back over. So now William Reinhardt going to set sail here and try to chase down Sebastian Kinder. Reinhardt just set the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 56.84 seconds. Seeing some trouble here for Zach Evans. Oh, big contact there. He went off track. Slide back just a little bit here. This out of Eau Rouge and down the Kemmel Straight. Oh, just swung it a little bit wide. Hard contact into the Armco barrier. Zach Evans going to have to take the tow back into the pits. Trouble on the racetrack for Benjamin Combs and Connor Baldwin, but we're going to stay right here with this battle for third. Chris Wilhite able to get around Julian Altina. You wonder if Altina is not in a little bit of a fuel save mode here. Tight battle through the chicane. Here's Watson down to the inside. Nice drive off that chicane for James Watson. He's going to move up into the 4th position. Mario Miranda going to be right there as well. But now you come into La Source. Very, very tight little hairpin. Screaming run down the hill towards Eau Rouge, which is the left at the bottom of the hill. Then Radial right up into your living room. Fantastic. One of the greatest corners in racing. Mario Miranda slides a little bit wide there, but he'll rejoin right alongside Julian Altina. Miranda going to duck out. Dive bombs down to the inside. Nice pass there for Mario Miranda. Let's take a look here and see what happened to Benjamin Combs and Connor Baldwin. Combs locks it up into Le Source. Able to keep it on the racetrack. Connor Baldwin a little bit further back in the pack. Loops it around. Didn't look like he hit anything there, so trouble for Alexander Ball. He got that car all sorts of crossed up just prior to entry to the chicane. Also, Brian Vols having an issue as well. That's the black and yellow car right in the middle of your screen. Down to the entry to turn number 1. Oh, just touched the grass a little bit. Little half spin, no harm, no foul. He's going to get the car pointed back in the right direction. Great racing here at the front of the field. William Reinhardt, Chris Wilhite, James Watson, Mario Miranda, all nose to tail. Julian Altina falling back just a little bit, but again, you wonder if that's not a little bit of something to do. Oh, Miranda with a huge slide. Full drift out of La Source. James Watson ran it wide. Get the comments up here from right at the start of the race. Drew Ekstrom checking in saying Zach Evans for the win. Well, I don't think so tonight here, but Sonic Rules giving him a little love as well here. Lily checking in saying go, go, little bro. And some love here for James Watson. Dan Fagan checking in, hoping to see my boy Vols climb his way up the grid. Well, let's give you a look at him here back in the pack. Running all by himself, currently in the 15th position. He's up 5 from where he started this race. Julian Altina battling with Jay Shallington. James Watson, Mario Miranda also going to be fighting, but this is the tightest battle on the racetrack, at least for the moment anyway. Slide back in the pack here. Pick up Connor Baldwin and Ty Richter. This is the fight for the 11th position. Baldwin Agriland on the side of that number 19. There you go. We'll give you the gaps here. That'll show you where everybody is in relation to the race leader. Actually, we'll show you the intervals there. That'll be kind of the closest one here. Is Baldwin going to look to the inside, and he'll complete that pass easily. Drivers now head down into the chicane here. Moving up towards the front of the field, Chris Wilhite able to get around William Reinhardt. Take a look at this one on the instant replay. Again, the run down to Lake Home. Oh, nice pass there by Wilhite. Clean as a whistle, slides right in front of William Reinhardt. He's not going anywhere, though. Staying within a couple of tenths here. Now making their way through Brochelle. A little bit wide off the racetrack. No incident limit here tonight. So that'll kind of give you an idea. The drivers do have the full width of the racetrack to work with. Anybody causes any real problems with the off-course stuff, then race control obviously will be taking a look at that one. Out all by himself with nobody to play with, Sebastian Kinder by almost 2.5 seconds over Chris Wilhite. We work lap number 6. The Pope is watching. Francis, is that you? Vols, 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 he checks in with. Big moment there for James Watson. It's going to have Jay Shallington not too far behind here. And actually, let's pick this one up because Julian Altina going to look down to the inside of Shallington into La Source. Seven laps are on the scoreboard. We are anticipating stops at lap 10 and lap 20. That should be enough to get you to the end. William Reinhardt holding on to that half-second gap over Chris Wilhite. James Watson tumbling along Julian Altina and Jay Shallington. This is a race that Sebastian Kinder absolutely wants to claim here tonight. Closest thing he's going to get to a race on home soil here in the Grid Rival ESRA IndyCar Series. Seeing Jules Miranda checking in, saying, "Go, go, Super Mario." Altina with a big drive down to the inside of Watson. Watson's made up a bunch of ground here. All the numbers, the gaps you see in white, that is the time in seconds. If they are in white, they are more than 1 second apart. Less than half a second, they're going to turn orange. Fantastic question here from Dan Fagan in the comments. Is it a single compound tire or do you have choice? Not only do they have choice, but there is a requirement to use both the primary black sidewalled Firestones, also the red sidewalled alternate tires. The red tires offer significantly significantly more grip, but they're going to wear out a little bit quicker. I would imagine anybody who got the stint on reds out of the way early, you'll probably see 2 stints on the black tires. We heard things got very, very difficult late in the run for the drivers on those red tires. Mario Miranda, the only car, actually, Julian Altina, excuse me. The only car starting the race on the black sidewall tires. Also Jay Shallington and Matt Wagner. So they will have to switch to the reds at some point. Whereas Sebastian Kinder, William Reinhardt, Chris Wilhite, they're all starting on the option tire. So they'll be able to make the swap to the harder compound black tire here kind of at will. Keeping an eye on the push to pass here. Sebastian Kinder has used 1 of his activations. Drivers have a total of 10 activations of the push to pass system. William Reinhardt has already used 4 of his, trying to shrink the gap down. And he's doing a pretty darn good job of it here. He's gained almost 0.8 of a second so far this lap. There you can see him as they come across the line and down towards Eau Rouge. And yes, that is correct, Dan. It is exactly like F1. Other than they only have 2 choices available, not 3. Looking a little bit back in the pack here. Jay Shallington coming around James Watson. Get you a look at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on that one. And yes, the red sidewalls are, that's basically the soft compound. Coming out of turn 5, right at the top of Radial. Nice pass there. Again, you wonder if Watson hasn't possibly gone into a little bit of a fuel save mode here. Trouble on the racetrack for Cullen Johnston. working his way through the chicane. Oh, there's a little bit of wheel hop on corner exit. That car comes to a stop. He's going to get it spun back around. Try not to make contact with that barrier. Now Cullen Johnson just has to sit and wait for the gap to open up here. Thank you for not dive bombing back into traffic here. Battle at the front starting to heat up here. It's down to a half second for Sebastian Kinder over William Reinhardt. They're going to come around to start lap number 10, and this is the lap where we would anticipate seeing the first round of pit stops. Actually, Sebastian was laughing that if you tried to go 11 laps, you'd get about the middle of Eau Rouge and the car would die. So you really don't, it's not even like you could try to squeeze a lap maybe. Trouble on the racetrack for Jason Hand. He's had a couple of issues here just in the last few seconds or so. Working down the hill towards turn 10. Sebastian Kinder has done exactly what he needed to. Got out front, held a big enough gap that he was able to lead to the pit stops. No mistakes. He should come out ahead of the rest of the field. Seeing Cullen Johnston has had another issue out on the racetrack. He has come back into the pit lane. Oh, Kinder got the left side tires off there right at the exit of 18. And here we go, a parade of lead lap race cars making their way down pit road. Everybody in the top 8 is on pit road right now. So again, kind of exactly like we anticipate. I'll tell you what though, this is going to be fun to watch coming out of the pits here. Everybody on the jacks, cars up in the air, down and away. Sebastian Kinder, William Reinhardt going to lead the field out, but it's going to be tight at pit exit. Chris Wilheit's right there as well. He's come around, as has Mario Miranda. They've both come around. Julian Altina, couple of spot lost in the pits. And the battle is right back on. Short detour, packet full of fuel. Get out and get gone. Kinder's on the button, down the Kemmel straight. Unfortunately, all that's going to do is drag William Reinhardt with him. Kinder and Reinhardt, both on the black hard sidewall tires. Chris Wilhite, Mario Miranda are on the options. Julian Altina, rest of the top 10, all on the harder tires, coming around one of the lap cars. Kinder able to hold on to the gap. Chris Wilhite down to the inside of William Reinhardt. Into that turn 16 complex. Down through Stavolo. Nice pass for Wilhite, able to get around Reinhardt. Now Mario Miranda going to be right there as well. Here's where you're seeing the soft tires start to come into play. Miranda has a look down to the inside of Reinhardt entering the chicane. Little bit of a lockup there. This is going to be a massive challenge for Sebastian Kinder to try to hold off Chris Wilhite. He's got to hold him off for at least 3 to 4 laps. At that point, the tires will start to equal out. Miranda looking to the inside. How about 2x2 down into Lake Home? Kinder late brakes, able to hold him off. Wilhite now going to have to contend with Mario Miranda. Miranda peeks to the inside, heading into Brichelle. Little bit of a lockup from Kinder. That's going to open the door for Wilhite as they get down the hill. Through turn 11, now they're going to run down to Pujon. Tight fight for the race lead. Absolute thriller here at Spa so far, and we're not even halfway home. Here's the move for the race lead by Wilhite. He's going to clear Kinder down into turn 18. Now Miranda going to come by. Into the chicane. Oh, Seb chops the nose off of Miranda. So if Kinder was not able to hold the lead, he at least needs to keep Chris Wilhite in his very front vision here and wait for those black tires to overtake the reds later in the stint. That's a long ways away here as we're only working lap number 13. They're going to have at least 6 more laps to go before they'll think about pitting for their final stops. Miranda tucked right up in the draft. He'll look to the inside into Lake Home. Oh, Miranda slides it and goes around. William Reinhardt's going to be off the racetrack as well. Reinhardt gets back around. Julian Altina's right there. Miranda squares the car right back up. Mario Miranda going to go from fighting for second now to being in a fight for fifth with Jay Shallington. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. Just overcooked it into the corner. William Reinhardt had to duck out of the way. He had absolutely no chance there. Seeing the super chat coming in here from Lily. Thank you very much, ma'am. €5. Glad you are enjoying the show. We greatly appreciate it. Let's run you back through the field here now as things have sort of started to settle down just a little bit. Chris Wilhite is your race leader by 2 1/4 seconds, almost 2 1/3 over Sebastian Kinder. You can just see Kinder coming into the shot there. The gap is not huge, and it will close up as they get deeper into this run. Julian Altina in the VOR, number 71. He's running in the 3rd position, going to be about 1.5 seconds behind Sebastian Kinder. Neat look there into Les Source. William Reinhardt just back behind Altina. Call the gap 1.1 seconds. Running in the 5th position, going to be Mario Miranda. Mario up 6 spots from where he started the race this evening. It's been a fantastic run and doing what he needs to do to lock in that 2nd position in the point standings. So we're going to be down to 1 more round to go after this one here tonight. Hard to believe. Jay Shallington up 1 spot from where he started the race. In the Salesforce, number 12. Been a pretty good run here for Jay so far this evening. Back in the 7th position is James Watson. In the number 39, he's going to have J.W. Miller within a second of him. New series champion Matt Wagner running all by himself back there in the 9th position. Leisurely Thursday night drive for the champ. Ty Richter in the number 33 Honda. Gonna have AJ Hobson about a second and a third back here. Hobson running a Dan Weldon throwback scheme. Absolutely gorgeous colors. Converted over to the current Dallara car that was originally the DW12 in Dan's honor. Following his fatal accident at Las Vegas in 2011, the 2012 IndyCar chassis was renamed in his honor. 2018, they went to the IR18 nomenclature on the car. Basically the same safety survival tub that Dan helped create, just with a very, very different aero package on that car. Jim Brooks running in the 12th position. Area 51 on the side of that number 51 machine. Battle tight here for the 2nd position. Julian Altina getting around Sebastian Kinder. Get you the replay here down into Lake Home. Altina has the spot. Not much Kinder was able to do there. Go back to the live look, and Julian Altina going to have 4 or 5 car lengths as they make their way down the hill. One of the things about Spa that it doesn't necessarily convey in the camera angles are the absolutely massive elevation changes here. You run basically uphill, starting kind of at this point, up towards Les Sources. You go screaming downhill. Well, here, we'll do it this way. We'll wait till they come back around here and let them get the lap finished. Trouble for J.W. Miller. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Trying to chase down James Watson. Ooh, a little too much curb. Slides that car to a stop. Nice save, J.W. Miller. Okay, so coming across the start-finish line, fairly flat run, little bit downhill into Les Sources, which is turn number 1. Turn 2 is the little kink they're going to run through right here, but now they're starting downhill, fairly steeply downhill. Into Eau Rouge and Radillon, which is screaming uphill. Only the bravest are going to take that corner at full throttle. Continuing up the hill, onto the Kemmel Straight. Things flatten out here, and then it starts a very big downhill run once you get through Lake Home. Right there, right in the middle of the corner. Now you're starting to send your way down the hill, and you can see how steeply that drops off. And it continues to drop off. A little bit of a lockup there out of Julian Altina. Continuing downhill. Sounds like we had somebody off the racetrack. Oh, trouble for Mario Miranda. Take a look and see what happened here. Little snap loose. Got it looped around. Oh, but he backed it into the fence. Hits the tire barriers, and Mario Miranda has to take the tow back into the pit area. That'll promote Jay Shallington to 4th and James Watson into the 5th position. Now, this is exactly what we saw earlier in the race with Sebastian Kinder. He was out to an almost 5-second lead over the rest of the field. And as his red tires started to go away, everybody was able to catch back in very quickly. Kinder thought about having a look inside of Altina. Oh, I thought we lost Sebastian Kinder. That would be a heartbreaker. Trouble on the racetrack for James Watson and William Reinhardt. Both cars having issues, separate areas of the racetrack here. Watson just gets it loose, loops it into the chicane. J.W. Miller hard on the brakes. See what happened to William Reinhardt. Oh, he had an issue earlier in the lap. Take a look here. This is down through turn number 9. Oh, he loops it big time. Tears the front wing off the car. Gets it looped back around. Oh, man, wow. James Watson with a pucker factor Zulu moment there. But William Reinhardt now with no front downforce. That was the reason he was so slow into the pit area. So William Reinhardt has made his second pit stop. Unfortunately, it's not going to get him to the end of the race. Trouble for Cullen Johnston just in front of the race leaders here. Trying to take it easy into the chicane. Just a hair too much throttle. And there's race leader Chris Wilhite going by to the outside. Julian Altina, Sebastian Kinder as well. The gap was 4 and change seconds for Chris Wilhite just a lap ago. It's down to 3 seconds and shrinking rapidly as we get towards the end of the run here. Oh, Wilhite's going to lock it up into Bruchel. So keeping our eye here on race leader Chris Wilhite. Should be 2 laps before, well, we'll say a lap and change before we see him come into the pits. If he stops before 20 is on the ticker, he's going to have to make an extra pit stop at the end of this race. There you see Julian Altina really starting to close in here. This is exactly what we expected to have happen. There you see the top 3 all on the front straightaway together. That is absolutely white knuckle through there as we ride on board here with race leader Chris Wilhite. One of the things about Spa that's not talked about all that often is for how wide and fast of a racetrack it is, there's a lot of blind corners and a lot of places to really get yourself in trouble without realizing that trouble is there potentially in front of you. One of the fastest spots on the racetrack. This run down through Blanchemont towards the chicane. Ooh, back end steps out just a little bit. So working lap number 20 now. We should see the final pit stops of the race here at the end of this lap. Good run for Matt Wagner all the way up to the 7th position after his EOL penalty to start the race. So unfortunately, he will not be your hard charger of the night. Big lockup for Chris Wilhite. That's going to allow Altina to close in just a little bit. Chris Wilhite looks to be in absolutely fantastic position here to easily come out of the pits with the race lead. And he'll have the option to go on the black tires. Through the chicane and up into the pit area comes your race leader. Now you just have to make sure you execute the stop to perfection. That's the gap, but from first to second. And Sebastian Kinder is not all that far behind either. Coming up past Connor Baldwin's car here in the pit area. Here's Wilhite. He's going to hit his marks. Julian Altina had to stop it just a little bit short. Here's Kinder getting it into his box. Waiting on the fuel. They're down and away, and Chris Wilhite easily going to lead the field back off of pit road. And drivers have made their final stops. Wilhite has gone on to the primary black sidewall tires. This could get interesting. Julian Altina second out of the pits, and he's on the reds. He wants the grip, he wants the speed. Little weave trying to get the tires up to temperature. Sebastian Kinder, who runs in the 3rd position, has also gone onto the red tire. Pick up James Watson and J.W. Miller. They've both made their final pit stops. And they're coming out almost nose to tail here. This is the fight for the 6th position. Looks like Miller is on the option tire. Watson going to be on the primary. And how about it, race fans? Here's the fight for the lead that we were talking about. Chris Wilhite, Julian Altina. Altina's going to have the early stint speed. The question is Wilhite going to be able to hold him off? Sebastian Kinder getting on to the front straightaway as well, holding on to that top 3 position. We are lucky to have such a race tonight. Yes, we are. This one has been fantastic. Wilhite going to head down to the inside, try to block the lane off. It's not going to matter. He tucks back in line behind Julian Altina. And that gap is opening up here. So, interesting tidbit developing here from a strategy standpoint. And unfortunately, we can't show you the numbers, but Chris Wilhite has no push to pass left. Julian Altina, Sebastian Kinder each have 4 activations of the button remaining. Jay Shallington has 3 in the 4th position. William Reinhardt has 4. James Watson has 6 activations left. In his fight with J.W. Miller, they're going to continue to battle side by side. This is a great duel back in the pack. Already working lap number 22 of 30. Almost 45 minutes in to this race here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And coming up next, we've got more racing. You don't want to go anywhere. Indy Pro 2000 racing. Oh, yes. Short flight for this one, folks. We are heading to Monza for the PM18s. That race is going to be spectacular. A pack racing draft fest. Julian Altina's used a couple pushes of the push to pass button, using 2 of the 4 activations he had remaining in the last lap. Has opened the gap up to 2.6 seconds. He needs a sizable gap here because he knows the tires are going to fall off in a pretty massive way. Pick up this fight here between William Reinhardt and Jay Shallington. Battle between J.W. Miller and James Watson will be the tightest one on the racetrack here. Trouble on the racetrack for, William Reinhardt making his way into the pit area. He's going to lose a couple of spots here to J.W. Miller and James Watson as a result of the contact that he had made with the outside wall. Quite frankly, just didn't have enough fuel to make the end of the race. However, I'd imagine he's going to put the option tire on and try to absolutely blast out some fastest laps of the race. But how about Julian Altina New fastest lap, 1 minute 55.92 seconds. Last lap time for Chris Wilhite, 157.98. Altina a full 2 seconds faster than Chris Wilhite. Let's run you back through the field here as we're getting very close here to 5 to go. Julian Altina is your race leader in the number 71 VOR Dallara. Running in the second position, the bumper thumper, number 7 of Chris Wilhite. In third, carrying the French tricolor this evening for Team Watson Racing, Sebastian Kinder. Final start in the series at what it's going to amount to a home game for Seb. Trying to get that car up onto the podium. Jay Shallington running all alone now in the fourth position after William Reinhardt had to come into the pit area. J.W. Miller holding on to the fifth position now over James Watson. And big time trouble for James, actually. Take a look here. Battling with JW. Oh, just a little bit of a spin. But that's about all it's going to take to open the gap up in a pretty massive way there. Here's William Reinhardt getting right up on the back of Matt Wagner. This is the fight for the 7th position. Reinhardt able to claim that spot easily. He's going to start to pull away from Wagner in a pretty big way as well. Wagner will get the toe down the Kemmel straight, but here's your race leader, Julian Altina, the lead out to 7.6 seconds over Chris Wilhite. No way I would have seen that coming this late in the race, as we are down to 5 laps remaining. And what do you think? One more shot here tonight. Race fans, you go ahead and crank it up. Just an absolutely spectacular drive here for Julian Altina, as we are down to 4 laps to go, and, well, quite frankly, no battles on the racetrack. Everybody's smallest gap right now is Sebastian Kinder to Chris Wilhite, and it's almost 5 seconds. At this point, it's down to don't make a mistake if you're any of the cars inside the top 5. Last lap, Julian Altina about 0.2 of a second faster than Chris Wilhite. Sebastian Kinder was almost a half second faster than both of those cars. But a half second a lap isn't going to close the gap. Championship points leader and newly crowned champion of the ESRA IndyCar Series, Matt Wagner, has ducked into the pits. Julian Altina is out of push to pass, as is Chris Wilhite. Sebastian Kinder still has 4 shots on the button. Matt Wagner making his way out of the pits. Looks like he will come out right about 9th position here. Maybe pretty tight with, well, maybe not. No, because he's still pit side here, so. Three to go for Julian Altina. Wagner actually going to lose a handful of positions here. Back now to the 12th position as he is on his way now out of the pit area. 54.42 seconds, the time of the pit stop for Matt Wagner. So obviously a penalty to be served somewhere there. The VOR on the side of Julian Altina's machine, one of the better leagues on the iRacing platform. They run everything from F1 cars, stock cars, all the way down to some of the lower divisions on the platform as well. You can check them out on all the socials. Picking up the bumper thumper number 7 of Chris Wilhite. Love that pearlescent, we'll call it, paint job there on the number 7 for Chris Wilhite. Sebastian Kinder running in the 3rd position, one of the Team Watson racing cars, highest running of the Team Watson cars here this evening. Coming up next week, the season finale for the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The Las Vegas Grid Rival 120 will be coming up same time and place, 8 p.m. in the East. No idea what time it is for our friends over there in Europe. Julian Altina coming around to complete the penultimate lap here. Only the chicane, a white flag, and 20 corners separating Julian Altina from victory lane. Here at Spa, white flag is out, 1 lap to go. "2 a.m. is the comment from Lily. Oh my goodness. If you're hanging out over there in Europe and watching us, thank you very, very much. Hardier race fans than I am. Altina doing the weave down the straightaway. He is going to enjoy every bit of this final lap. Through Lake Home, down to Bruchelle for the final time. This is turn number 10. Straighten it up, quick switch back to the left for turn number 11. Run it down the hill and into the double apex, turn 12, Puhan. Absolutely dominant performance in the third stint will lead to a trip to victory lane. Julian Altina wins. Well, burnouts across the line. Wow. Goes full Max Verstappen on that one. The final gap going to be right about 6 seconds over Chris Wilhite. Sebastian Kinder comes home in the third position, and Julian Altina doing dirty things to the frame rate on our computers over here. He may have actually run the thing out of fuel. Gonna pull it backwards into his pit stall. Well, there's a trick. Well done, Julian Altina. Absolutely fantastic show here tonight by all the drivers in the Grid Rival ESRA IndyCar Series. This one was an absolute blast to get to call. Just waiting on final couple of cars to get into and across the start-finish line. Then we'll be able to get you the race results here. Looks like we're just waiting on, I believe, Jim Brooks, who may be out of fuel, or at least is very close to out of fuel here. Pick up Matt Wagner here doing the victory burnouts as your season champ going up in a cloud of black smoke. Check in the comments here. Lily saying, so proud of your third place, Sebastian. Your place is the best wedding gift ever. Are you getting married, Lily? Congratulations if you are. Sonic Rules checking in, saying, great race. And yes, I'll agree with the sentiment here. Julian ran an absolutely perfect race to get this to the front of the field. Let's get you the race results as Matt Wagner decides to bin it right at the top of Eau Rouge and Radion. Julian Altina, the race winner by 4 seconds over Chris Wilhite, giving up about 4 seconds in the process there with the victory donut stunt. Victory burnout stunt, I should say. Chris Wilhite comes home in second. Sebastian Kinder third. Jay Shallington, J.W. Miller will complete the top 5. James Watson, Ty Richter, William Reinhardt, Jim Brooks, Benjamin Combs, your top 10. 11 to 15, Matt Wagner, Cullen Johnston, Alexander Ball, AJ Hobson, and Jason Hand. Connor Baldwin, Mario Miranda, Brian Voles, Gary Corley, Zach Evans complete the field. All of those cars having issues at one point in the night or another here. And with that, let's start the victory lane interviews here with third place Sebastian Kinder. I'll tell you what here, Seb, that was a pretty interesting run. What were you thinking as we came to the first set of pit stops and all 5 cars were nose to tail heading into the pit stalls?
Well, I'm not. I'm going because was my strategy to get rid of those black tires as soon as possible. So, yeah. And I just like, okay, let's try to hold those guys off, but like I couldn't, so yeah.
It seemed like this was a story of 2 races. First stint, you were out like a rocket ship out in front. Everybody else was not able to catch up. The second and third stint, we saw sort of the same thing, and then obviously a couple of incidents separating you guys out. But what was the difference late in the race? Was it just clean air that was able to gap everybody?
I think the difference was at the start of the race, everyone was packed up and they were trying to fight each other, and that made them lose time. I'm looking at the fastest laps. Chris Full, I did a 156.4. I did a 157.1. That was the difference. Like when they were all battling, I was just doing my laps and taking 3 seconds a gap. But then when my tire was starting to wear out and those guys started to cooperate, this is where I lost time.
Well, it was a fantastic run for you here tonight. Congratulations on a podium to round out your Grid Rival ESRA IndyCar Series season here. Best of luck to you at university, as they may say over there across the pond. Good luck to you, bud, and who do you want to thank?
Thank you. Thank you, James Watson, my team owner, for giving me this shot in this team, because it's been an immense pleasure to represent him in this series, even though the colors aren't that great, I can tell you. Thank you, National Racing Network for broadcasting and sponsoring, for broadcasting this event and sponsoring Team Watson Racing, MTWR for DN sponsoring Team Watson Racing, my whole family, my sister, who I saw in the comments, she's there, dang it, again! And a massive shout out to Thomas Petitjean. He has been giving me lessons on road courses, and that helped me tremendously. And without his help, I wouldn't have this 7 top 5 streak that I had since season 1 Mid Ohio. So, yeah.
Well, fantastic drive here tonight, Seb, and looking for we'll get you in the booth here in a few minutes as well, hopefully. But yeah, good luck. Hopefully, we're able to see you next season.
Well, I'll see some overtime first. I know it.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much, Seb. Let's get our runner-up into the booth here, Chris Wilhite. And I tell you what, Chris, that bumper thumper number 7 looked pretty darn good out there. The car seemed fantastic all night.
Yeah, no, it was a great run. Just kind of kept it on the track. No big mistakes. No mistakes coming in or out of pit road. It was just kind of on rails. You had to watch the rear tires a little bit there later in the run, but yeah, great finish. Very happy.
It seemed like that tire management is sort of what caught everybody out, with the exception of Julian, who just went absolutely lights out for the final stint. Was that kind of the key to the success, was just managing things early in the stint to make sure you had it left at the end?
That was really big because you could be really aggressive the first 2 laps on the reds. Then all of a sudden you hit lap 3, and there was a couple parts on the track where if you gunned it too quick, you'd spin the rears a little bit. And once you do that a couple times, the rears go away. So I'm wondering if that's kind of what happened to Sebastian. He was pretty quick on the short run. We were definitely better than him on the longer run.
Well, fantastic drive for you to get you up onto the podium once again here, bud. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, quick shout out to Team Ball Racing. I think we had all the cars in the top 10 tonight, and big thanks to Colin and ESRA. Real happy we picked this track to run at this year. Big shout out to those guys. I know it's not a traditional IndyCar track, but this place is so fun in this car. And shout out to you guys, Chris. Appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. I will agree with that sentiment. This is one of the best tracks for the IndyCar, often underutilized for the IndyCar. So congratulations, sir. Let's bring in our race winner here, and we're going to key up the replay here right at the checkered flag. Going full Max Verstappen across the line, stopping, doing the burnouts. I tell you what, bud, that was about as dominant as you were going to get here tonight. Congratulations, Julian.
Thanks, man. That was a sweet one, honestly. I was just, yeah, I honestly don't know what to say. That race was just perfect. So, yeah, really don't know what else to really add to that. From my personal driving side of things, at least.
What was the difference from the first stint to the third stint? Because you were up front. I mean, the car was quick all night. But you got into that third stint, and there was something else that clicked in that race car, and you were long gone.
Yeah, I knew with the tire strategy, because I was discussing with Ty and JW in the Discord. We were all on the same voice chat. We were doing the first stint on the blacks, because that's when the track was the hottest. That's why I actually fell back as well in the beginning. I actually got hit by somebody as well. I think that was Will Reinhardt, but that set me back a little bit. And then in the second stint, the pace kind of improved. I thought I had damage, but apparently I didn't. So I don't know where that time loss came from in the first stint, but the second it got a little bit better. And then when I got onto the reds, when everybody else was onto the blacks, I just knew that was the point to make up a lot of lost ground that I lost in the first 2 stints. And yeah, really just got the hammer down there and put in a few banger laps, if I can say so myself. So yeah, the last stint was mainly down to the ties, but also some motivation to make up that ground.
Yeah, that last stint, you set a fastest lap time of the race at a 1:55.92. Next closest quick lap was actually William Reinhardt at a 1:56.32. You were a half second faster than everybody's fastest lap. That drive was absolutely unreal. And when did the idea for the burnout come to you? Because we're just getting to that part of the replay now.
Honestly, it just was kind of a spontaneous move in the last few laps. I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant or something, but I had such a big gap. I was actually getting quite bored, so I pulled up Spotify, just put on 2 songs there. Then I decided, let's do a burnout too, because I got the space to do it. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Keying up the Spotify playlist and then lighten them up over the start-finish line. That is beautiful. Well, congratulations on the win once again here, Julian. That's a pretty massive points night for you here, especially with some of the drivers ahead of you having some issues. So congratulations on that one, and looking forward to seeing you next week here at Las Vegas. But before we let you go, get all the plugs and thank yous in.
Yeah, I want to thank Written Temptation for putting out Radioactive in 2013. It's a great song. Velocity Online Racing is my own iRacing league. We have a European and North American side of that. Both races on Saturdays. The European side at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime. I know that Sepp Kinder is in that too. So join that. If you're in Europe, if you're in North America, 7 p.m. Eastern US time is when the magic happens there. So check it out. We also have an F1 league, which I don't have much news about at the moment, but hopefully soon. You can check it out at velocityonlineracing.com or follow us on Twitter at VelocityOR. I want to thank you for putting on the stream again, as usual. And, of course, all the admins behind the ESRA INDYCAR series and also all the sponsors.
Well, thank you very much. We got a plug for you in mid race for that one too, for the VOR League. So looking forward to seeing what you got going there. Congratulations once again, Julian. And with that, we are going to wrap up the first half of our doubleheader. So we're going to get the absolutely stunning views here from Spa-Francorchamps. This one was a ton of fun to broadcast, and we're going to have a rager coming up next too, heading off to Monza, the Grand Prix circuit for the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. You don't want to miss that one either. That one's going to be a ton of fun. But with that, for Magda, Gaga, Connor, everybody else here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It has been a pleasure to have you hanging out with us so far. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 45 minutes or so with the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. Until then, have a great night, everybody.